you follow this channel, you'll have probably seen previous videos on the Great Central Main Line. It's a railway that fascinates me, the history, the remains. It's a big part of why I do these videos. But on today's video, we're going to strip this back to the predecessor of the Great Central Railway, and that's the Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway. A stronghold in the north, you could say a very successful regional railway in the north of England. But the MSLR had its sights set on building a railway, a direct railway of its own into London. In the 1890s, they'd already started that process by building the Derbyshire lines south from Sheffield to Annesley. They wanted to get access to London, and they didn't want to pay to use competitors or other railway companies' lines. And this is how we end up today with the Great Central Main Line, or as it was originally called in its conception, the Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway's London Extension. And in 1897, the MSLR rebranded to what we know it, affectionately known today as the Great Central Railway, hence the Great Central Main Line. And that was completed in 1899. The line in its entirety, apart from a few sections these days, lasted less than 70 years, and it was closed in stages in the 1960s.
In our last video in Annesley and Newstead, we saw the GCR sweeping towards Limby, running parallel with both the Great Northern and Midland Railways. We're picking up on the approach to Limby. We can see here it's crossing both lines. A series of bridges, including a lattice girder span across the Great Northern just to the south of the Limby GNER station. A viaduct took it across the Midland. We'll pick up this story in the centre of Limby village.
Trying not to get too sidetracked with showing you things from other lines, but just got looks like a little way hut just there. And this is the Great Northern Railway, because just mention it because there were two stations in Limby, the Great Northern Station and the Midland Station. There was no station here on the Great Central Railway. The next station up from here was Hucknall Central. So in Limby, here's the Great Central line, picking it up again. It's crossing over this road, look, you see the embankment at the other side. And obviously it's already crossed the Midland Railway that we've just been held up at the crossings. I have to say, I live on the Robin Hood line. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the this frequency of train services on here today. There's twice we've been held up at a crossing for a train today. And we go up. Back onto the embankment now. So this is not the track bed, but this is the route. This would have been an embankment. So again, this would have been an embankment, wouldn't it, Rich? So yeah. all this here, it's a good question. Phil's just been saying, why did they demolish this? I guess a railway embankment through here would have pretty much severed the town in two. It wouldn't have been a great feature for town planning and that.
Eventually it goes under anyway, so it would have gone under, you know, below the town level.
Maybe they use the spoil from this embankment to fill in the cutting further up for the line. We're just coming up to a road here. Looks like a busy road as well. Now we've just been mentioning about the embankments being flattened, but the railway line actually went underneath this road.
As well.
Yeah. So still in Hucknall, all the way through Hucknall. I've just been saying the railway pretty much started the cutting, so it's all been infilled, and you get these little remains of bridges going that went over the railway. So to show you that way first into the sun, look, this green expanse, look, this is a filled in cutting, so they've just basically levelled it up to the level of the road. Look, the other side of the road, can you see the blue bricks there? That's not the top of the bridge, is it, Phil? That's had some pointing done anyway on that one, hasn't it? Look, but we've got the same on this side. Look, whether or not it's all original, I think that's open for debate.
I think on top of these bricks you might find scrolls. Maybe it had a girder section on top of the bricks,
possibly
on the top, or something, you know, because they look like the original line they put that way. That's actually the top. That is actually the top of it, isn't it, as far as they went?
We could have a walk down this path, look, on the top of the cutting. So I think it's an interesting place, Hucknall. We've got this old railway line just sailing through the middle of it, of which they've done their best to erase it, but you can still find remains and evidence that it was here, like this green space, and the bridges on the roads that dissected it. We're going to go up in a short while and see where the old Hucknall Central station was. No remains of any bridge here.
Substantial bridge. Probably think it's white though.
I wonder what type of bridge it was. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no remains, is there? There's nothing.
Looks
nothing
too
whatsoever.
wide to expect that the bridge stanchions were where the fence panels are now.
Ah, see, you think it was narrower?
Possibly narrower.
Yeah. Fair plays. That explains it.
But if you look at Google Earth from above, you'll see that this seems to be filled in later on because it's different coloured earth. It's quite weird to look at from above. There's definitely a footbridge going across there.
Yeah. Can't go down there, unfortunately. That's it's private land. But same thing again. What we've just walked on, grassed over area, isn't it? It just only makes you realise how wide these cuttings are when you see them filled in like this.
That means depth, doesn't it? It means they're very deep.
Yeah, deep.
Well, there's only 2 tracks, remember, here, so that's not wide at all, is it? So it's all about the depth.
Really though, is it? This is
Much further down.
Yeah, that's right. It's way back
So we need to get around corner to where Manchester Station was then. We just need to go there.
This is the site of former Hucknall Central Station. We'll come back up here in a minute and show you the top of the bridge. But there's station's not here, obviously. The cutting's all infilled here still. There was a good station, weren't there? Was it where the houses?
I think this is a hosiery factory here, but further down there must have been a goods yard for sure.
Yeah, they were. I think it was where those houses are in front.
Well, this could have been a shared access to the goods yard and the factory that used to stand on the left. And the station frontage was here.
Right,
This
okay.
side. And you walk to the booking office and down like a passageway that went over the first running line, then it dropped you down a bridge onto the island platform in the middle.
So the station was on this side of the
A
road.
little bit, yeah, a bit strange because normally they're all centralised, aren't they? Great Central,
Yeah.
most of them.
Access from a bridge. Yeah. So is this wall? This wall here?
Yeah, but there should be industrial units here that were all the time.
Sorry about the noisy road. It is what it is, though. Busy road. Yeah, as you can see, look, plenty of remains at the top of this bridge. This is the station side on here. Look, all the way along, and even better on the other side. We can get a view of the bridge from this side. Look, so we can see the girders. Look on that one. You can see running lines both sides, or the bridge, should I say, with the running lines both sides, and then obviously the infill of the cutting, the glass. Underneath the frost, it's still -1 after lunch. Unbelievable, isn't it? So I'll put the camera over the fence, and we can just have a look at the infill of the cutting. Look. I'm trying to keep the talking to a minimum while I'm out on this road, look, but I'll show you this, look. Now this is quite deceiving. I looked at this on Google Maps and thought, that's the steps down to the platform, but it's really not. Get a view over to what was a track bed.
It wasn't the only station in Hucknall. The Midland had one and the Great Northern also had one, so that duplication of the different companies is continuing. Hucknall does have a current day active station on the Robin Hood line that's shared with the Nottingham tram network. In fact, it's the northern terminus of the NET. The GCR station was opened in 1899 as Hucknall Town and renamed Hucknall Central in 1923, which is ironic as it's far from central. In fact, at the time of opening on older maps, there's barely any development anywhere near the station.
Yeah, so nothing this side, the most unassuming bridge remains on this road. I don't know the name of the road. I'll put it on screen. But yeah, another little remains in this little town of Hucknall, and this railway threading through. So either side of this what's now garden wall is just houses. Both sides, all the track bed. Look round here. I'm not going to start putting my camera into people's houses. But this all been built on. The infill's all been reclaimed in this section. It's not a grass greenway type thing like at the on the entry on the north end of Hucknall.
Although up to this point through Hucknall, we've at least been able to make out the route that the GCR had taken through the town, this next section is completely obliterated. These old aerial images show how it once looked south of the town, but we're now just looking at a modern housing development.
Oh, Richard, thank you very much.
Paul. There you go.
Oh, thick bits.
There we go.
Cheers. Ooh, sorry.
I found looking at the GCR remains through Hucknall fascinating. Even though we've not been able to actually walk on that much of the former line, it's been interesting to see how the town planners dealt with the disused railway cutting, dissecting their town in two. I suppose it's a bit like Rugby further south on the GCR, where the cutting was kept and has found a use as a greenway and nature reserve. We'll be continuing this look at the London extension towards Nottingham in the next episode through the areas of Bulwell and Basford, so plenty of blue bricks to find. Thanks to all the channel members and channel supporters who buy me a coffee or send me a super thanks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next instalment very soon.